In today's video, I'm going to show you how to quickly remove the rear bumper on a Hyundai Sonata 8th generation, also known as the DN8. I'll show you the entire process step by step, including the hidden fasteners and clips that are easy to miss. The goal of this video is to help you remove the bumper safely and save your time, without unnecessary information. So, watch the video until the end and let's get started. To remove the rear bumper, we'll begin with the upper section. First, we need to remove the rear taillights because there are hidden bumper fasteners located behind them. Open the trunk, and on the inside, you'll see a small protective cover. Pull it carefully toward you and remove it. Once the cover is removed, you'll have access to 4 nuts that secure the taillight. Take a ratchet with a 10mm socket and carefully loosen and remove all 4 nuts. Before completely removing the taillight, don't forget to disconnect the electrical connector. Press the locking tab on the connector and carefully pull it apart. Once the connector is disconnected and all 4 nuts have been removed, simply pull the taillight straight toward you. It should come out easily, so avoid using excessive force. Set the taillight aside in a safe place so you don't accidentally scratch or damage it. Now we can move on to the bumper fasteners located behind the taillight. Here you'll find 1 screw and 1 plastic clip. Start with the screw. Use a screwdriver or a suitable bit on your ratchet and remove the screw. After that, remove the plastic clip using a clip removal tool. Once everything is removed on this side, repeat exactly the same procedure on the opposite side. Remove the taillight, disconnect the connector, and then remove the screw and clip behind it. Next, we can move on to the side sections of the rear bumper. Before pulling the bumper away, we need to loosen the fasteners connecting the bumper to the inner wheel arch area. Start from the lower section. Here you'll find 2 screws that need to be removed. In the middle, there is also a plastic clip, and at the upper section, you'll find another screw, which may also use a 10mm fastener depending on the configuration. For these screws, you can use a ratchet with a Phillips-style bit. We also need to loosen the lower mudguard area because the wheel arch liner is connected to it and can prevent the bumper from being released. Remove the 2 lower screws first. There should also be another plastic clip underneath this mudguard. On my car, this clip is missing, but normally you should have one there, so make sure to check your vehicle and remove it if it is present. After removing the screws and the lower clip, take a plastic clip removal tool. If you don't have one, you can carefully use a flathead screwdriver, but be careful not to damage the plastic. Remove the clip in the center and then remove the upper fastener as well. Now comes one of the most important parts of the entire procedure. To release the side of the bumper, start from the outermost edge and gently pull the bumper toward you. The bumper is held in place by a series of clips that lock into an inner mounting rail or bracket. Release these clips one by one, moving along the side of the bumper. Don't try to pull the entire bumper away at once. Work gradually and make sure each clip has been released before moving to the next one. If the bumper feels tight, you may need to apply a little more force, but do it carefully and evenly. These clips are designed to release by pulling the bumper outward, so avoid twisting the bumper or using excessive force in the wrong direction. Once all the side clips are released, the bumper will become much easier to move. After releasing one side, move to the opposite side and repeat exactly the same procedure. Remove all the screws, bolts, and plastic clips, then carefully pull the outer edge of the bumper toward you and release the clips from the inner mounting rail. Take your time and check that nothing is still attached before moving on. Now let's move on to the lower section of the vehicle. On the left side, where there is no exhaust muffler, you'll find a plastic protective panel. Using a clip removal tool like this one, carefully remove all of the plastic clips holding the protective panel in place. Take your time and make sure you remove every clip before taking the panel off completely. I also want to point out that in this video, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to remove the rear bumper. So, watch the video until the end, and then you can decide which method is more convenient for you and which procedure you would prefer to follow. Let's start with the first method. After removing the lower protective plastic panel, you'll see these 14mm nuts or bolts inside. These fasteners need to be removed. You can use a power screwdriver or impact driver with the appropriate socket, or you can simply use a ratchet with a 14mm socket. Remove these fasteners carefully and make sure they are completely loosened before moving on. The reason we remove these fasteners in the first method is because they are connected to this plastic mounting section, which is part of the bumper support and holds the bumper assembly in place. By removing these fasteners, we can release this section together with the bumper and make the removal process easier. Now let's look at the second method. With this method, we can move directly to releasing the bumper itself. Start by pulling the upper part of the bumper gently toward you. Release the clips one by one along the upper edge. Continue pulling carefully until the bumper becomes loose from its mounting points. However, the bumper will not come completely off yet. There is still one important step remaining. On the second method, we need to disconnect all of the parking sensors from the bumper. Each parking sensor has its own electrical connector, so they need to be disconnected individually. Press the locking tabs on each connector and carefully release them. Make sure you don't pull on the wires, because the connectors and wiring can be easily damaged if too much force is applied. Once all of the parking sensor connectors have been disconnected, the bumper can be completely separated from the vehicle using the second method. Now, if you decided to use the first method, there are a few additional steps. After removing the 14mm fasteners from the lower side of the bumper, we can move to the protective plastic panel inside the trunk. Open the trunk and lift the carpet or trunk floor covering. Underneath, you'll find one nut on this side and another nut on the opposite side. These two nuts are holding the protective plastic panel in place. Remove both of them before attempting to release the panel. Once the nuts are removed, carefully pull the protective plastic panel toward you. You can use a screwdriver or a suitable plastic trim removal tool to help release it. This panel is held in place by 4 clips, so work your way around the panel and release each clip one by one. Be careful not to apply too much force, because these plastic clips can break if they are pulled at the wrong angle. After the protective panel has been released, you'll see an electrical connector located here. This connector needs to be disconnected before we can completely remove the bumper. Press the locking mechanism and carefully separate the connector. This is an important connector because the wiring for the parking sensors and other bumper electronics is routed through this area. Once you disconnect it, carefully feed the connector and wiring back through this opening in the opposite direction. After everything has been disconnected and all of the fasteners and clips have been removed, you can safely pull the bumper away from the vehicle. At this point, the rear bumper should come off completely without having to force or bend it. So, as you can see, there are 2 different ways to remove the rear bumper. The first method involves removing the lower fasteners and disconnecting the main electrical connection from inside the trunk, while the second method allows you to release the bumper directly and disconnect the parking sensors individually. Choose whichever method is more convenient for you based on the tools you have available and how you prefer to work.